Good day. It's May 28th, 2025, and I think you folks are still, um, all the brothers and sisters are still in the middle of this battle with Canada Post. Well, I just wanted to say a few words, okay? I started in 1981, just like you. New guy, never worked at I worked at places where the union was there because they got you a dental plan and whatever else. This is a different union. This is a union, it is a tough union that takes no crap from the employer. So don't let this continue. So anyhow, I started in '81, and I walk in the building, and they had just finished a strike for maternity leave, I believe it was, and there was all kinds of things going on, and they weathered a few strikes before then, and they were angry people, and I didn't get it. I was there for a month, then I got it. So right after my 6 month probation, which they had at the time, I became a shop steward for and I was a weekend worker working for delivering special deliveries, priority post, and clearing street letterboxes on the weekend. So it was a 2 day job, two 8 hour days, and I could make up the hours by volunteering for other means during the week, which I didn't do. I had another job, so I was not interested in overtime, which became an issue with them, but I just couldn't have cared less. So, anyhow, the thing was, when I started, I had lots of mentors, people that said, this is why this happens, this is why that happens. And it kind of sunk into me in my first, couple of weeks at the place that, you know what? This is employer just loves a hostile workplace. I don't know why. I guess so they can all point and say, look at them postal workers, they're a bunch of troublemakers. Defending your right and demanding what both parties agreed to is not being a rebel. That's a legal matter. That's what it is. So anyhow, that's the difference between the new generation that came in and when I came in. So you need a mentor. You need someone that can at least tell you why things happen, even a course in your local, why things happen and what it's for. Because I'm getting a little tired of all this whining and complaining uh, and not doing something about it. You get these people that are so mad they almost said something. Well, say something. What do you mean you almost said something? Say it. So here's the problem. You've got probably, I'm guessing about a third of the employees now are new employees because of the seniority positions on the seniority list. If you look at it, the biggest chunk of people were around negotiating issues because we always gained. We never lost, rarely lost. We always gained something because we were all together and we were all tight. That hasn't happened with this new group. So something is missing. There's a missing link, and I think it's that they don't have enough mentors, that they're not interested in reading the Constitution. And that'll be another issue I want to talk about. The Constitution is a guideline, not a guideline, it's actually a rule book for national officers, for regional officers, and for shop stewards, things they have to follow as a union. So, and let's make this clear, everybody that is a rep for you is or was a postal worker of some kind, whether it's a rural router, whether it's a casual, whether it's a carrier or a clerk. They are letter carriers, they are Cup W. So to think that there's some outside force coming in and stirring you up, it's not. This name calling is ridiculous. When you ask the employer, not the employer, when you ask the union what are they doing about something, there's certain things they can't tell you because the ship is full of rats and the rats run into the boss. Guess what they're doing next? Guess what they're doing next? So there's reasons behind everything, and it's all laid out in the Constitution. Look in the Constitution. It tells you what the union reps get paid and what their duties are. And they say, well, why are we signing up Uber drivers when we're heading into a strike? Because you asked them to. Read the Constitution. There's all kinds of things in there. There's a bunch of section, I think it's called C. So at the back, it's a bunch of goals that you strive for, and we've strived for a lot of them and got them. So the rest of it is basically what your obligation is. It's actually your relationship with your union. The collective agreement is the relationship with the employer. And the union, national, regional, local, they're all in there to kind of be like a referee on what's going on with the collective agreement. If you're violating it, the union steps in and files a grievance. And a grievance is only a complaint in writing. It's nothing evil. The employer says, "Oh, you're always filing grievances." That's because you're always doing shit you shouldn't be doing. The employer always takes it right to the edge of what they can get away with, and all their goal is to get rid of your job. That's what their goal is. So stand firm and stand with everybody. You stand with each other. You may be from a different country or a different part of Canada. You might be you know what you got in common is your union. And learn your constitution and learn your collective agreement. And then you can have an informed discussion instead of accusing officers of doing something, instead of accusing your national directors of doing something. It's just read it and you'll know you're making a fool of yourself. Stop it. Unless you're fully informed and you understand your constitution and your collective agreement, then zip it. Because all you're doing is helping the boss. This infighting, the boss loves it. Because that means you're weak and they can throw something at you that you really shouldn't get. And once you get it, you're stuck with it. Because as long as I've been at Canada Post, which was 35 years, as long as I've been there, you lose something, you never get it back. So you think, I'm just gonna go see what, try this for a couple of years. No, it's try it forever. Whatever it is, once they get it, you're not getting it back. So stick with your union. Call meetings. Tell your local rep, your shop steward, or whoever you want a meeting. But stop calling them names. First of all, the shop steward on the floor is a volunteer. They do it for nothing because they want to help you. Some of them do it because no one else wants to be. So they may not be unintentionally a really good shop steward that knows the collective agreement. So it's a struggle. But that person still passes on your information to the regional office. And they're paid officers in the region. So there's a chain of command. You say, why don't we ever get to see the national officers? Because there's a chain of a command and they don't step on each other's toes. So the local reports to the region reports to the national office. And you'll never see a national officer unless there's a national issue going on in your station that started in your station is going to finish in your station. Then you'll see them. But until then, they keep their nose out of your own business, like mind your own business kind of thing, So personally, I'm saying we're all better than that. Until I retired in 2014, I never had a problem like this with solidarity. It was ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. You're showing the boss, this is the problem again. You show the boss all the shortcuts, and he takes those shortcuts and owns them and says, now your walk's longer or your clerk job's longer. They take advantage of your shortcuts, so stop it. Go out and work an 8-hour day, and then there's nothing for them to cut. Because if you're already working 8 hours, what are they going to cut? You know what I mean? Pick a pace you can walk at and walk all the time. The clerks, look at the clerks. The clerks, they get dragged into these attacks on letter carriers through the CUPW, and that was their union to start out with until we merged. So CUPW gets dragged into this even though they don't do roads and they don't take shortcuts. So when you're doing this and you're playing games, they get dragged into it. So do electricians, mechanics, anybody who's in CUPW. There's a whole bunch of unions in CUPW that merged, and they get dragged into it. And they get dragged into it over somebody says, I have the right to work 8 hours and get paid 12 or to get paid 14 or whatever it is. And then they fight over like overtime, like it's dogs fighting over a bone. It's ridiculous. It's like, seriously, you want more jobs. And if you want more overtime, they're not going to hire more full-time relief. What they're going to do is get casuals to come in and do it when there's stuff that you don't want, other means, they'll offer to them. So once they do that and they're not using relief, and relief is being picked up, they're not going to bring in another one because they got a handful of casuals that will do it. Not their fault. That's their job. Part of their job is to pick up the slack and or cover long-term absences. So there is rules for it. But you keep going like this, and I've said it a million times. You cut that piece of wood and you go, it's still too short. Maybe I should cut it again. That's what you're doing. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and they keep cutting, and before you know it, you'll be working 8 hours with no breaks or lunch at all. That's it. You've lost your traveling time for you put cabbies out of work. This business of meals en route. Everyone was crying, oh, the lake, I don't want to come back for lunch. Okay, so next contract, it was getting rid of the lunch, called it meals en route. You lost your traveling time to go back to the post office, have your lunch, wash up, and go back out again. You lost that. You lost a whole pile of things through that. Cabbies lost their jobs because there was, across the country, thousands of posties that take a cab to and from their station for lunch or out at the end of the day, and people are using their cars. They don't want cabbies anymore. So cabbies are out of work. Guess what happens when cabbies are out of work? People on the street trying to flag down a cab or phone them, there's very few cabs. You did that. So it's all connected. It's all like dominoes. You do one thing and a whole bunch of other things happen. Like boing, boing, boing. There it goes. So I am a little bit disturbed about it. You know what? You know what they say? If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Because some of these remarks that I hear, they don't understand the job of a national officer. They don't understand the job of a regional officer. They don't understand the chain of command. They don't understand strikes. They know nothing. Start learning, because when I started, somebody told me, this will be your life. This will be your life. Fighting all the time with management, fighting with collective agreements, getting treated like the enemy. That's going to be your life. And they were right. That went right. So what's happening to you right now happened to me all the time. It's like some of the older guys who say, why are they so bitter? Well, have you figured it out yet? You're getting bitter. That's what happens. Right? They take people in, train them, and then suck the life out of them. That's what Canada Post does. So do the job the way it's supposed to be. Take your time and enjoy your energy when you go home. Running is no good. It's unhealthy, especially around cars and stairs and everything else. It's unhealthy. And in the end, you're going to run out of places where you can go to be accommodated. That's what's going to happen. It's happening now. There's some people who are just saying, the boss is going, bye-bye. Time for you to go home. We got nothing for you. So, I mean, there's got to be a vacancy for them to put you on for one of these jobs. They can't pull a clerk and say, oh, you can go for holidays for a couple of months while I rehab this person. No, that's not the way it works. So the walls are closing in. If you can't see that, and I'm not talking, when you're negotiating for everybody, and it almost seems like there's a group of people that want to continue doing what they do. They've got a bunch of new people, wonderful people, that don't understand the union, the collective agreement, or the system. They've never been in a union, or they were in a service union, the one that gets you dental and whatever else, and you never saw a steward. This is a different union. This is in your face, okay? And that's what it is. And you know what? For me, I've been called all kinds of names. Just don't call me late for dinner. That's all. I don't care. You want to call me names? I've had people stand there and yell with their finger in my face and everything else, and all I say is, are you finished? Have a nice day. So, I mean, I have respect for these people, especially in the station. They volunteer their time, and they take it home with them sometimes, too. Regional office, they got to put on seminars, and WCB, Fight WCB, and EI, and Canada Post, and there's all kinds of shit going on there. Then in national office, when they get denied at the regional level, and there's all kinds of trouble with that, they get forwarded to national office. So that's where all the grievances in national office come in, is unless it's a national group grievance, they come in from all the locals across the country. So there's thousands of them. And why? Because you don't know your collective agreement. You don't know it. So whether you're violating a right or whether your rights are violated, you don't know. So just, you know what? Try and learn on the job, because you got people that are leaving to retire, and I have to say it, I've seen it myself. They don't really care what's happening after they leave, as long as they got their pension. You got new people that have just started, and they're looking for full-time or full-time employment, full-time, part-time, whatever it is, just as long as they got job security. They need it. So you got to measure that out to say, you know what? Everything is for We, not me. That's the way a union works. So anyhow, my hat's off again to the people at national office, regional office, and your local steward for the job they do, and it's ungrateful job where people just treat them like garbage and they still come into work every day. Read the Constitution; it will tell you what they're paid, what their duties are, and then open your mouth and say something. Better still, tell me what your problem is, and I'll get a national officer to come and talk to you in the station. No, because you won't say anything to their face. So anyhow, respect the people around you that are working for you. Your shop steward isn't working for him. He's working for you. He's already got a job. He's already got no problems. He could just walk away and say, oh, have a nice day. I'm not steward anymore. So this is where you're at. It's going to be like this, and it's going to get worse. And it's going to be another how many years you're sticking around? 20, 30 years. It's going to be that much time of misery and the government using you as a political football and attacking you to make themselves look tough, and it's all this sort of stuff. It'll never end. So grow a pair, start being in a solid group of solidarity, as they say. Show some solidarity amongst each other. Stop fighting in the station. The management loves that, fighting in the station and name calling the national officers, because they know they can drive right up the middle and get what they want, and that's what they've been doing since probably around 2011. So anyhow, have a nice day. I don't do retakes. I just babble on for a bit. But good luck to you. But pay attention. Learn, educate yourself. Grab onto someone that can mentor you, or you say, if you're looking for someone, tell somebody you want someone to mentor me on the collective agreement and stuff, so I don't end up getting fired. Anyhow, have a nice day, and solidarity to all, and good luck with your bargaining.